supposed to. Watch out for the people that ain't close to. Speak a little something you could toast to. I ain't tryna hear about what you won't do. Moving like I'm into. Hit the ground running like the rent do. Speak a little something that you're into. I ain't tryna hear about what you been through. Like hold up, say what's the hold up. I got the pack, who got the roll up? I'm tryna pull up. It seem like every time I show up, it gotta go up. See the drip, they see the glow up. Oh, now they know us. See, it's funny how my pockets out of shape, but I fit for the flex. Clear the phone call, hit my chick with a text. Parlay through the bird with my drip from the jets. Save a couple hundred by your with the rest. I prefer my reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Ayy, winning like I ought to. I ain't wanna do it, but I got to. Smoking what my doctor told me not to. Got these wishing they was hot too. Ballin' like I need to. Got my exes wishing for a redo. Smell the marijuana when I speed through. Hit her with a tip, that's a preview. Hold up, wait up, get your weight up. Shit, get your money, not your hate up. Boy, draw a play up. I flip my wrist, this a layup. She wanna lay up. I gotta get it, I'ma stay up. I'm all the way up. I got my pay up. I ain't playing with you. I'm a coach now. Commentating, do the most now. I be somewhere booted with my toes down. Make little baby tooted with her nose down. I prefer my reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live.
Showtime!
What's up, good people? Let me know that you can hear me in the chat by typing either real receipts or true stories. Real receipts or true stories, because that's all we do over here. That's all we do over here is tell the true stories with the real full receipts. And tonight will be no different. And I already see that Vanessa is in the chat and she is clowning. Y'all might have to get ready to take Vanessa's phone. But thank you for everyone letting me know that you could hear me. Aunt May, Letitia, Shaquia, Don, Renee, Carol, Saint Center, Cheryl, Nicole, Ashla, and Jasmine, Moans, Anita. Y'all getting me with these names tonight. Smoocher, and everyone else in the chat who's letting me know that you can hear me. I greatly appreciate it. So tonight, I'm going to give a little bit of housekeeping. I've been seeing messages in the chat from the other live streams, and I got a couple direct messages from our people letting me know that when we put the polls out, or when I put the polls out, that some of you aren't seeing them, or they're glitchy, or some people were saying, well, it had, I guess, the question, but you couldn't select anything. Unfortunately, that's something happening on YouTube side. That's a glitch of some sort. Some people are able to do it and others aren't. I unfortunately have zero control over that. But what I would suggest for those of you who may be having that issue is update your YouTube app. If you are viewing on a device, like a cell phone or your iPad or something like that, try to update the YouTube app and see if that helps. If not, I don't know. Might have to reach out to YouTube, but it's probably it's a glitch definitely on their end, because some people are able to fill it out with no issues. So with that, on tonight's agenda, we do have a special guest. So I'm going to move quickly into our content, and then we will continue with our normal show after that. And just want to know, as I put up another post, thank you to the 90% of you who have liked this video thus far. I greatly appreciate it. And if you have not as of yet, please do so as soon as you can. It really helps the channel grow, and I really appreciate it. Also, we put a lot of effort into these live streams, and so your likes show me that you appreciate it and want me to do more. The next poll question is, did you watch all 3 hours of our live stream last night? Just curious. I know that's a long time, and some people have, things to do, work, school, etc. But I will also be creating highlight clips and reels for that live stream and some of the others we've recently done over the next few days, because I know everyone can't commit to that. Also, some people like to rewatch it, and there are certain pieces that, they want to watch again. But I did timestamp the live stream last night. I try to do it after each live stream where I just go in and timestamp it, so you can just skip right to the areas that you wanted to see again. Or if you had to log off, you can go right back where you left off. So what we covered on yesterday, just to catch you up, was what's happening with Darius Crooks and all of his scams, crimes, predatory behavior, etc. And yesterday we were specifically talking about his dining with Darius Cooks. And we went back to the origins of when he started it back in, 2014, when he was still working a 9-to-5 job in New York. And we covered his food that he started to serve at these events. Some people call it diabetic-inducing slop, and some people say it's unidentifiable, but that's not what really matters to him. It's all about getting that money. And we have that, and whatever that was, I can't even remember. And lastly, that pecan-encrusted pork chop that looks like roadkill. However, the D-Hags, they consider this to be fine dining. And as you can see at one of the locations, the Airbnb locations, they ended up in a garage and they were totally happy with it. It worked for them. But we also discussed Darius, dining with Darius related scams, frauds, and deceitful practices. We covered the Fox 5 Atlanta investigative report. There were a three-part series done by Randy Travis over there at Fox 5 Atlanta. We talked about the doxing of people, him scamming the former follower who became his assistant, and he stuck her with a $10,000 Airbnb bill when he damaged the person's property, and unfortunately she booked it in her name, and they were expecting that from her. And then we also talked about last year the situation he had at the Dallas Airbnb, where he pulled that host appliances out of their kitchen, pulled the dishwasher out, blew their circuit breaker to the point that they needed an electrician to rewire some things because he was using commercial grades, as he said in the text message, multiple deep fryers, commercial grade deep fryers, and it overblew, and other appliances, and it blew out their electrical system in their home. And then he went on live and blamed everything on them. But we're used to seeing this. We're used to this. And recently, we have the Dining with Darius event that happened in Cincinnati, and that's where we left off last night. We talked about the timeline. We showed detailed receipts that were provided to me by the host. And tonight, we will get a firsthand account from the host herself. And then we'll wrap up the show with, I'm going to read that article that I didn't get to yesterday with the Cincinnati, I think it's called Cincy Black or something. We're going to get to that article and then your comments. So without further ado, I want to welcome our special guest for today. Her name is Iwe. And hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm just reading the comments. I love your community. You're so funny.
Y'all calm down. We got company.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
First of all, I want to thank you for reaching out to me. And I want to thank you also for sharing your story and helping to expose what's really happening behind the scenes with Darius, because he tends to do the antics that he's attempted with you, and then people kind of back off because who wants all that, drama and all of those things. But yeah. The thing that's very important is it's important to share these stories so that it can prevent other people from being victimized like you were, because you didn't know these things were happening until it was way too late.
Yeah. And like the thing that I have a problem with him is that if you make a mess, like if you do something wrong, then you need to like own up to it,
Yeah.
And whether that is like, I wouldn't have a problem if he just did whatever he did, made a mess, cleaned up the mess, and left. I wouldn't have known if I didn't get calls from the neighbors that he was telling people to park on the grass. I wouldn't have known if we didn't go over there and see everything he was doing. But if he just like paid up, you just pay right. and do whatever you're supposed to do, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But he didn't. So, and that's what I have a problem with.
So can you give us a little bit of your background, a little overview of your experience with being a short-term rental host of Airbnbs or VRBOs or whatever other platforms you use?
So I've been doing this professionally since 2019. And I am a super host on Airbnb and like a premier host on VRBO. All my properties are more on the premium side because we just really care about the guests and we want the house to be really comfortable when people come stay. But we have like really good reviews everywhere. And so I've been doing it for a while. I would have to say there's other things I have seen, but he's somebody where I wanted to call out because it's not just a one person who's doing it locally. He's like going to other cities, other people's houses doing the same thing multiple years in a row, which I found out apparently he has this long list of cities that he was on some tour that he was doing. And I was like, anybody else needs to know, because he's not using his real name. He's not being upfront with what he's doing. And he's just hoping that he can get away with it.
And then by the time people find out, it's too late because it was short term and he's gone and moving on to.
Well, actually, when I found out, I wanted him to leave. And he wouldn't give me his information because I told his Crystal, I don't know if that's she calls herself his assistant.
That's actually his best friend.
Okay, so she was the person I had info on because and I don't know, I asked her for his info because I was like, you're obviously not relaying information to him, or he's not getting the message or whatever. So let me talk directly to him. And he said, no, well, there's that video I sent you where he says, no, I'm doing my event. I don't have time to give you my number, basically.
Yeah. So let's just, for the audience sake, some people weren't with us last night when I kind of gave an overview of your situation. So can we start at the beginning and kind of work our way through the timeline with Darius Crooks and Crystal? Well, I should say Darius Hollis is the name he gave you.
Yeah, that's his name.
But could you describe your first interaction with, I think Crystal was the first person you ever, no, Darius, I'm sorry, was the first.
No, Darius. So he sends me a message on VRBO. I think it was September 4 when I was looking through messages under Darius Hollis. And let me pull up what he said so I don't like misquote. But basically he says he's like a cookbook author. He wants to host.
You can go ahead. I'm going to pull it up as well on the screen.
Okay. And he has he's a cookbook author, and he's hosting a dinner for his cookbook or something related to his cookbook. And he's going to bring everything himself, and he's going to have a professional cleaning crew to do everything. And it's only for 20 people. They start at 7. They'll be done by 9. So I took that as he's going to do one dinner because it says a tasting, and it's only going to be from 7 to 9:30. There's going to be 20 people, and they're basically going to leave. And because I have like a 2-night minimum, I assume he just booked it because that was the minimum. That was the cost of him doing his business. Because there are people that book, sometimes just to stay one night because of the 2-night minimum. And so I said, okay, so let me look this guy up because he says he's a cookbook author, So I went on Google and I typed in Darius Hollis cookbook, and it was like nothing. It was like Dylan Hollis something. And I was like, what is this guy? Like, I don't see anything. Like, even if you look on Google now, it's like Dylan Hollis baking yesteryear recipes. And I was like, why is he? I mean, it just didn't match up. But I was like, well, it sounds fine. It sounds okay. And I usually like to give people the benefit of the doubt. So I'm like, okay, fine, I'll allow it. But because you have 20 people, I said, you cannot park outside of the driveway. There's neighbors. Like, you can't just park wherever you want. You can park in the garage. You can park in the driveway. I mean, that's basically the parking spots. And he didn't respond. And then I just get this booking reservation from Crystal. And it says, okay, you talked to my boss. This is like per your conversation with my boss, Darius, or something. And I was like, this is really weird, but whatever. And then I noticed she has like all these negative reviews. But before I saw that, like, their payment didn't go through. So I had to deal with that at the beginning.
Wait, did you say the payment didn't go through?
Yeah, I don't remember why it didn't go through, but eventually I called her. She was like very cooperative. So I was like, okay, this Crystal lady checks out because, I make people sign a rental agreement. You need to give me your ID. So I make sure it's not some fraudulent payment. So she sent me her ID. She like talked on the phone. She seemed normal. And I was like, okay, well, hopefully this is nothing, like, I have no reason to think that anything was wrong. And then the day of the event happened, and she was like, okay, can they go in early? And I was like, yeah, you can go in like 2 hours early. But then they show up and like our code is time based. So you can't just come in whenever. It's like whenever your check-in time, you can go in. So he just like goes in through the garage and just bypasses our check-in thing. So I told her, I was like, hey, they can't just be checking in whenever they want. And she was like, I'm sorry, like just send me an invoice for the early check-in fee. So I let that go. And I told her, yeah, we just charged you already for that. And then I didn't have any issues. So he checked in Thursday, whatever he was doing. It was kind of weird, but he didn't seem to, you know, believe rules applied to him when he just checked in whatever he want. So my partner was like, that's not a good sign. But I was like, we'll see how this weekend goes. And then I didn't hear anything Friday. Saturday was when I got the angry neighbor calls. So Saturday, the neighbors were calling me. They were like pissed at me. They're like, there's people parking all over my yard. The guests are asking me, or they're asking me, where do I park? And I told them, I don't care where you park, just don't park on my yard. And she was telling me that they were parking on her grass or parking everywhere. And she was like, I've just had enough. It's been going on. Like, I was like, really? Because he told me it was just in the evening, like when it happened. And she was like, no, this was all day. Like, that's when I figured I started looking this guy up. I was like, who is this? Like, what are they doing? And then that's when I found out this Darius Cooks thing. Because I was like, who is, like, what is going on? So then I called my partner. I was like, okay, you have to get over there because I was not in town at that weekend. And I was like, you got to get over there. So he, like, ordered his pizza. And he was like, okay, I'm just going to head straight there. It was, like, almost 7. It was probably, like, 6:45-ish when he got there. And I told him, I was like, you need to tell them that if they need to move the cars, first of all, and not piss off the neighbors, because they can't be parking on other people's yards. Like, they should have planned this in advance. Like, if you know you're going to have like 20 people, then they need to have parking, or like some driver that's just going to drive them, or tell them where to park, and Uber or whatever. But anyway, he got there and he knocked on the door. Some guy answered and he says, hey, I want to talk to Darius, or are you Darius? And then he told me he started to say that he wasn't there. And I was like, that's definitely a lie. But then he said, yeah, I think he thought better about that, because then he went and said, I'm going to go inside and get him. And Jared was like, yeah, that's a good idea. So he went and got him. And then they were talking. I don't know the conversation because I wasn't on the phone at that time. But he was not being disrespectful at all. And then I basically told him that fine, they can have the event. But initially when I told Crystal when I was on the phone is like, hey, you need to get these people to leave, or if you can't follow my rules, you guys have to leave. Like, you need to leave tonight. Whatever you have tomorrow, I don't care. You guys need to leave. And she was like, well, he's not going to be very happy about that. And I was like, well, just give me his phone number. I'll talk to him, because I have no problem kicking anybody out if they don't tell me the truth in the beginning and then like cause me a bunch of issues, like where I am having issues with the neighbors and he's having all these problems that day. And so when he wouldn't give me his number, because then I asked my partner, I was like, tell him to call me. And he was like, not interested in doing that. And I was like, why don't you just put me on speaker and I'll talk to him. And so there was a video of part of that conversation.
Yeah, I have that. We'll play that towards the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So where I asked him, I said, hey, can you give me your contact info? Because I need to reach you directly since you're the person at the house. Like, Crystal's not at the house. She said it was her birthday. So she was not there. I was like, I need to have contact info of somebody who is there so I can have direct contact with you on what's going on, or if you need to go do something, you do it instead of passing through like third parties who are not even there. And I'm going
to play that piece now, since that applies to what you're talking about. I'm going to play just that piece of the video that you gave me.
Okay.
I don't have a phone that works in my hand, because you can imagine.
So for the audience, so you're clear, this is the conversation that Iwe is talking about. Her partner has come to the house, confronting Darius because the neighbors have been calling about the cars parked all on the grass, and them bothering the neighbors to say, hey, where do we park? Because Darius Crooks is not handling any of that. And now Darius Crooks is speaking. We can't see Darius, I think, is right at the very bottom.
Yeah, he's that the black legs. I think that this is black pants. Yeah.
And I think his videographer might be the guy standing there on the porch. But here,
that's
what's happening here.
Okay.
Right now, I don't have a phone that works in my hand, because if you can imagine, if it starts at 7 o'clock, you can kind of imagine exactly what I'm doing right now. So grabbing my cell phone and take a number down, I just can't do it. But if you would communicate in the VRBO app, Crystal and myself will ensure whatever you communicate gets disseminated properly. Yeah, neither am I. I'm not either.
So that's the clip, and you guys know that Ring will only record in like 30-second clips. So that's that piece that the Ring camera happened to catch. But Iwe, you can continue.
Right. So I talked to him, and obviously I initially wanted him to leave, but I was like, fine, I'll let it go now. And then so he wouldn't give me his contact info. And so I was like, you guys need to move the car like immediately. That's the immediate action you need to take right now. And so then that's when I got off the phone, but I'm pretty sure, or I got off the speaker with him, but my partner was still on the phone, and I was just listening to what he was doing. And I told him, do not leave until the cars get moved. So he waited there until all the cars got moved. And it was this big commotion because people were asking, why can't they park? Where can they park? Can they park in this road? I mean, the thing about the house is like, it's kind of on a bigger road. So there's no street parking. So like if you park on the street, you're parking in the middle of the road. So they were asking like, okay, where do I park? And all these things. So, and he was just saying like, I don't know where to park. I don't know. He was just saying like, he's basically like, you guys are on your own finding parking. That's what he basically told his guests. That's how I took it. And then we gave him options. I was like, you can park at the Target if you want to park down there, wherever you guys want to park. Like, it's not our problem. You know, he should have basically told them or planned that in advance. So eventually he parks, and then he tells me, well, we're actually leaving Monday because I guess they got their dates wrong. So they left a day early. And then we went in and took a look, and before he left, I always send a message that says, here's all the things you need to do. And because I knew they were leaving early, I specifically told them, do not leave trash, because I know they're gonna have a bunch of trash from so many people there. So I was like, do not leave any trash, do not leave anything damaged. Like, we're going to be inspecting for sure. And then if there's any damages, it's going to go against the security deposit. And I made that very clear to them. They signed the rental agreement that made that very clear before they even check in. And
so let's go over those pictures, a few that I have, and then we'll go to what comes after when you've inspected. And this is what some of for the audience. She sent me many more pictures than this, but I sent the ones that best work for, video purposes, and y'all can tell what's happening. So can you tell us what's happening? Oh, let me do this one so it won't cover us up. Can you tell me what's happening? That's the bathtub.
Yeah, I guess they just threw everything in the bathtub. I mean, from what he commented on my Facebook post, I didn't even post this picture yet. He just told on himself. He was like, we always throw everything in the bathtub. And I'm like, okay, well, that's definitely not where I told you to leave your towels. But yeah, I guess he's just doing whatever he wants to do. Right. There's so many things that the pictures can't see because you can't capture. But I don't have videos of the walkthrough either. But when it was walked through, I mean, it was like grease everywhere. It was like food in places there shouldn't be food. I mean, it was like inside cabinets, like inside. I mean, it was just like everywhere, all over the sheets, like the bed that he slept on. I mean, I don't know. He was like eating bed.
Okay, so I have those pictures as well. So let me go in order of these. But I did want to say, I was telling the audience yesterday, I've stayed at many short-term rentals, Airbnbs, VRBOs, and there's always the housekeeping chore list for when you're checking out. And as long as you abide by that, you don't have to, I've never had anyone come after me for a security deposit, but it's things like put the towels in the washer, maybe even start it. Some people want you to just leave it in there. Some want you to start it. So what was your instructions for the towels, for instance? What made this an issue?
So typically we ask the guests to start a load of towels, but I don't penalize them if they don't, because, some people don't. I mean, we appreciate it if they do, because it helps the cleaners a lot. Because there's, so many beds and the washers and dryers takes so long. So it helps it helps the cleaner, but we don't penalize them if they don't do that, because, sometimes people are in a rush and they leave and they forget and whatever. It's just accumulation of everything. It's like closet doors were like out of, I don't know how they got out. It's like all these things
out of alignment. I saw that picture.
Apart.
Yeah. Well, let's start looking at
cleaning everywhere. I mean, it was just like a bunch of stuff.
So let's start looking at like this. I think is a chip on a casing of a doorway. Maybe is that what this is?
Yeah, there's like a lot more. It's like all paint chips.
Yeah.
We have
also
all sorts of furniture. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. They're like running into the walls. I have no idea what they are doing.
I don't know how well. Can you see these pictures well at all?
Yeah, they're taken on a phone, so they're not like super nice. Okay. But
here in the kitchen looks like maybe the valance where the blinds are has come down. We don't know if the bracket is broke up there, but I know that from watching these past experiences, they let the blinds all the way up when they have these events so people can see in. And obviously they probably were too rough with the blinds and make the valance come off.
Yeah, it was just so like the chairs, like all our chairs are from Serena and Lily. And if you're not familiar with their brands, I mean, their chairs are like $350 each. And I just liked it for the style of this house, but they just like tore it apart. I don't know how. I don't even know how you do that.
Right.
Like they got caught on there. I mean, they're just obviously not careful, but
probably sitting things on the chairs that shouldn't have been set on them,
Yeah. I mean, I know they were smoking and for sure, but other than that, like that was.
And was smoking allowed in your home? Was smoking allowed in that home?
No.
So another rule broken. This is what piece of furniture is this?
This is a nightstand. So this is like next to the bed that he was in, the room that he was in.
So this was the room he was in?
Yes. And I mean, I kind of could tell because I know my house, but I also, when I was like looking him up, I saw that he was doing live streams in bed.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's definitely the room he was in. But I think it was like, because when I was looking him up, it was like, the first night that he was doing it, because it was Saturday night when I was looking him up. So he was doing it Friday night, I'm assuming, in bed. And yeah, so that's how I knew he was in that room. It was like
and that's like some kind of oil stain that's soaked under the laminate, right? That's not repairable. You literally have to refinish, like repaint it or something, prime it.
Yeah, like that's wood. So I don't know what he was doing. I think he's eating in bed, because if you look at the sheets, they're even grosser.
So let me try to skip down to those sheets. I just don't know which. Okay, here they're next. I don't know which sheets
you like
where.
Slept in that. I don't know. I can't.
Is this the same room here?
Yeah, that's the same room.
Yeah. Okay, and then is this
that's that? Yeah, that's the same room.
This.
Yeah.
And what area is this? Was this a sofa?
Oh, I think this is a couch. Yeah, it looks like a burn mark. So I don't know if they were like smoking or.
Oh Lord, I thought that was maybe no. Either way, it's still bad because it wouldn't be easy to clean that. But if it's burned, you can't do anything. That's crazy. This is what a soil towel.
Just like a stain towel. I mean, typically, if somebody stains a few towels, I'm not going to do anything. But if you stain all the towels, all the sheets, everything is a mess. Like, I'm going to have to do something because, like, it's just too much. That's just not normal wear and tear, Like, I understand sometimes if you, like, the most common stains we get are, like, makeup stains on a towel or something like that. But if you're just staining everything everywhere with grease, knocking things down, breaking things. Like, that's just too, and not clean up after yourself. Like, if you cleaned everything, I wouldn't have done anything, you know, like you made an effort and you try to clean everything. But if you don't do anything, then you need to pay for it. You can't just like not clean, not pay for it. And then when I charge you for it, dispute the charge and say it was fraudulent.
So that's the other thing. Just before we move on from this, this last picture, what is this of?
That's also a bed. That's cheap.
Okay. Was it a room he was in or a different room?
That looks like a different room.
Okay. Okay. So speaking of the security deposit, so your thing has been this entire time, okay, it happened. Let's move on with life. Just give me the security deposit so that I can take care of the repairs, because you did not provide the professional cleaners, as you said. But in addition, some of the damage that he caused, professional cleaners cannot fix. That's not in their
We're gonna have to replace some stuff.
Exactly. So your whole thing has been the entire time, just give me my security deposit, which was $1,000, which honestly does not fully take care of financially the cost that it's going to cost you for all those things you just showed us. That's more than $1,000 worth of damage. I used to work in construction, so I'm very aware of that. So but you're that's all you're just like, give him $1,000 and I move on with life. I don't bring it up.
Right. Yeah. So like I'll chalk it up to a lesson that I let some guy do this. Because
so what happened with your $1,000 security deposit? Did you ever get it? Did he ever even
Yeah, so we have their card on file. So when I told Crystal, I said, Crystal, we're charging this against the security deposit. Here's all the pictures. She acknowledged she received them because she says she's reviewing them with her team. And then she says he's going to dispute some of this. So to me, I guess she's hinting that they're just going to dispute or whatever. So I didn't pay attention to any disputes until like recently. I was like, how did I miss this? But basically they disputed it and said it was a fraudulent, according to the bank, it was a fraudulent charge. They canceled the card. They said they never made this transaction, whatever. And that's just how they are dealing with this. To me, I feel like it's very fair. It's not like I'm asking you to pay $10,000. You know, it's like $1,000. It's much less than what you have paid if you went to event space. And it's not like I'm, you know, cheating you out of your money, whatever. I would have let it go if he just pay the money and be done with it. Because even like at other places, like if you fuck something up, you got to pay for it. Like even the hotel's going to charge you. Like, or if you go get a rental car, like my analogy earlier, like if you go get a rental car, you don't fill up the gas and you leave it for somebody else to fill up the gas, they're going to charge you. They're not going to charge you $3 that what's at the pump. They're going to charge you like $8, whatever it is. So you can do it yourself. So it's like, if you did something, you need to own up to it, and you need to like basically do the, like, take the consequences of whatever you did and not think that you can just get away with things. And maybe he thought he got away with it because 2 months later, here I am. I got a problem with that.
And he's used to getting away with it. Like I said, you're not the first. You're one of the first to speak out at this level. And we do greatly appreciate it. So when he says he went to his live IG lives, as I called it, and he went lying, saying, I'm asking a question. He went saying, where are the pictures? Like you never sent him pictures. So at that point, when he was doing that, had you already sent this email with all the photos?
Like if you look at the date on the email, it was like immediately when it happens, because we sent everything out within 24 hours. Like I don't hold off and say, you know, it's just whenever it was sent. When was it? So October 2. So October 2 is when it was sent. I mean, when he either Crystal never showed it to him or I don't know. I mean, Crystal said she sent it and she's sharing it with the team.
Yeah, Crystal sent it. But that's him trying to control the narrative and recreating the narrative to make it as if you never handled your side of the business. And he was saying, well, why you wait 2 months? But you're explaining because you didn't know that he had charged back. You just realized that he had charged back the security deposit, and cancel his credit
Mhm.
card and report it as fraudulent and all of those sort of things.
Yeah.
So what would be your advice for others, hosts who are vetting? Like, what is your takeaway from this situation?
Don't do it.
Like, get out of the
If
business,
it's
don't do
sketchy,
it?
don't do it. I don't know.
Follow your
I don't
gut
know.
kind of thing?
Honestly, I kind of feel like people need to buy something from him and charge him back.
Yeah, well, they've done that as well. They have.
Well, that's probably why he's doing it now.
No, oh God, no. He started first. People are giving him his
Oh my
payback.
gosh.
Oh, he's been at this a long time. I have a question too. Some people were just curious if you're comfortable with sharing this. What's your zodiac sign? Not your birthday, but just zodiac sign.
Oh, I'm a Virgo.
Oh, someone said that. Just because of the fact that you're kind of, relentless, but you also have your receipts. Very interesting. Very interesting. So what are you planning to do next concerning this situation? If anything.
I would like for him to pay. Like,
Mhm.
honestly. I think he needs to pay, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, probably you would have to take him to small claims court, and it's kind of like, do you want to be bothered with doing all of that?
But I also want other people to know. I think he has events in Austin coming up.
Yes.
He has events in Huntsville. I actually grew up in Huntsville, so I don't know where he's having that the dinner or whatever. But I think whoever is there needs to cancel him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know who he booked those under. I don't know if he books it under Crystal. It seems like Crystal's a trend. I mean, she's got 27 bad reviews. So I feel like Crystal's the one doing the booking. So maybe that should be the post. Like, figure out where Crystal's saying next and make sure it gets canceled.
And that's one of the reasons he actually doesn't even share the location of, besides the city. He doesn't share the location even with the guests who have purchased tickets until the day of, a few hours before.
Really?
And then, yes, I know. Look at you. You're also like us. Like, who?
Yeah, I'm like, this guy is going like beyond to scheme and disguise things. I mean, why would you call yourself Darius Hollis? Like, why would you give yourself a fake name if you have nothing to hide? Like, that's my other problem with them. Is like, why do you have to disguise and scheme everything? Like, why can't you? I'm just a super direct person or something, but I'm like, right, you just need to be open about it. Like, this is what I'm going to do. Do you allow me to do it? If not, move on and find somebody else. I mean, there are people that will do it. You just got to pay. And if you're going to be charging people, apparently 40 people, I don't know how many tickets he sells, but it's, I think they were saying it's like 40 people, even though he's telling me 20.
Yeah, it was
at $300 each.
His seatings are usually 30 per dinner. And they pay $289 per person. Well, and sometimes they'll go on sale, but the full price is $289 per person.
Okay, so 289 times 40 people is like 11,500, and he did 2 seatings in Cincinnati. So it's like, if you're doing that, like, you can pay a little extra. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to hide and disguise. It's like he knows that he's gonna get like
discovered and
found out. Yeah.
Yes. Well, there were people actually, because the way that he hosts the events are also illegal because he sells alcohol, and so certain municipalities he serves alcohol and they're paying for tickets. So technically, he's selling, he's serving alcohol, and in many municipalities that's against the rules. So people have in the past like reported him to, and he doesn't have like safe serve food handling licenses. He does all of this so that he can do it, behind the scenes, undercover.
So he can make more money, basically.
Exactly. Make more money. And he doesn't, as you even mentioned, does not like to follow rules. That's truly in a part of his character. He does not like to follow rules. So for him to go through a commercial event space, which would simplify all this that he just went through, it would require him to abide by rules. And he does not like to at all.
Yeah, he sounded like that when he was confronted. Like,
Yes.
Like there's nothing, you know, he's in the right always. But the other thing I had a thought of is like, okay, if Crystal is saying, oh, the cleaner comes in between tastings, but obviously I don't see anybody coming in to clean with cleaning supplies. So I don't know how these people are eating. They're eating all like dirty stuff.
Yeah, they also misled you in the sense of talking about professional cleaners. So what he does is when he goes from state to state, he'll put an ad out on Craigslist for a cleaner, but the person is really only there to wash dishes and they come, I think, the last day. Well, I think they do come after each meal, but they're coming to wash the dishes. And then on the last day, they break down all of his rental chairs and things like that. Oh, and it reminds me, the rest of this video, let me play this so you can describe what's happening for our
it's just
audience.
all the trash. It's just a bunch of trash that he left behind. I told him to set the trash out to the curb. But I think that's his rental stuff because apparently somebody came and took it away after a while. But
that's what I was wondering. So they left that when they left, he just left all of that stuff.
They left all that like outside. All the trash in that corner we had to go pick out because I think he just left, like, you know, he's just left it outside there. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if I think he set it next to the trash can because we have the trash cans out there. But yeah, I'd bring everything over, consolidate, and then when we take the trash out. So he didn't take the trash out like what I asked him to do too.
Wow. Well, do you have any final words for Darius? I call him Darius Crooks. That's his moniker he's developed over time.
You know, I'm like surprised. There's so many people that have stories about him, that he has so many dedicated things. I did not know he had such dedicated thing until I started Googling this guy. I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy that he does this. But I mean, to me, I just think he's not honest. He doesn't care about his reputation, obviously. And maybe he's like, you know, what Donald Trump says. It's bad publicity is better than no publicity. I have no idea. But he is just not somebody I would work. I do not understand anybody who want to work for him, who is doing this to him, like associated with him, really.
There are people who follow him on social media daily and enjoy those live streams that you saw him on, and they will come and attack anyone who speaks out and tells their truth. You know, like you telling your true story, and I've told mine, and we get attacked. How dare you talk about him? He's perfect. Parasocial relationships is very interesting in these.
It's very weird. I mean, I guess there must be a lot of people because he's selling these events and people are going. But
he has definitely a core group of dedicated people. It's not the millions that he, you know, touts on his social media pages, but it's a few tens of thousands, maybe 10,000 plus that are loyal enough that he literally just kind of takes their money. They're the ones who buy the cookware and all of that. And then the people who are unsuspecting and start following him, but they aren't aware of this piece yet. But he's been in Forbes magazine. He's been in Black Enterprise magazine for scamming, for people covering his scamming. Yes. There's been a lot of coverage.
I mean, I think somebody posted on Facebook or to one of my comments saying like, oh, I think there's nothing wrong with him in doing people's houses. Like, I like the environment of that. And I was like, great, do it at your own freaking house. Don't do it at my house. Don't do it at other people's houses. It's like, go host your own parties at your own house.
And the truth is, had he respected your rules and not destroyed your home, I wouldn't know you. We wouldn't be having this conversation. Nothing. It just, you would have went on to your next guest. Yeah, you would have went on to your next guest. So he put you in this position.
Because I just can't stand for somebody like him. And I just want people to know, if anybody else in Austin or Huntsville or future cities, you know, because I have a Facebook group for our city here, I would let people know. If he's planning on doing another one in Cincinnati, maybe he won't do another one in Cincinnati anymore. I don't know. But if he does, I'll do whatever I can to make sure it gets canceled.
Well, I will say, just a little heads up, he is supposedly ending this part of his business scams at the end of this year. He has 2 more cities. He's in some city now. He has 2 more left, and then he's done with this particular grift. But then he's supposed to be starting a partnership with 2 other social media influencers. Supposedly they're supposed to be doing event spaces, but I don't know. But for years, this has been slowly coming down on him heavier and heavier, where it's harder for him to get away with this because he's done so much damage in the past to multiple owners in multiple cities, that now he's getting out of this business. This grift is over for him. So,
well, because it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Yeah. And I've told him that myself on VRBO and Crystal. And I said, you need to do this at an event space. This is why short-term rentals are getting banned everywhere, because you are parking everywhere. You're having tons of people over and the neighbors hate it. And you can't just disrespect the neighbors, you know, like it's where they live. Like it's not normal to have this kind of thing. So it needs to, I mean, I think it should be stopped.
Yeah. He's stopping it, just not for the right reason. He's stopping it because he's not making the kind of money he was making at first. But whatever works to stop creating, you know, new survivors from his antics, I'm happy with it. So
yeah.
But do you have any final thoughts? I thank you for coming and sharing your story for sure.
No, I'm good. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. So you take care. And let me see. Were you open to any questions? If the audience had any questions?
Yeah, if they have any questions.
Okay. Let me see if there are any that apply. See, I saw someone. I saw it in the live chat.
Did I report people to VRBO? I did not, but I could.
And did you? I guess I would ask, why didn't you call the police on them?
So if I call the police on them, they would need to leave.
Okay.
So I could have, but I personally wasn't there. My partner is too nice. If I personally were there, they would be leaving. So he should be glad I was not there. Yeah. But my partner is very nice, so he did not want to cause a scene. And yeah.
They have been put out of homes before. Dallas is the one that comes to mind, but I think it was 1 or 2 more. But in Dallas, they were actually put out, and that made the news.
Oh, okay.
And this person is asking, how did you find his true identity? I know this answer, but I'm not sure if we shared it today.
I Googled, I said Darius Cincinnati, because like something had to have, like he's doing these events, like something has to like be somewhere. So then that's when I found the tickets, the Darius Cooks tickets. And then I started like looking him up. So that's kind of how I like followed and found out who he was. And that's when I realized he was doing the 2 tastings, which made me, or 2 seatings, whatever, which made sense what the neighbor was telling me, that there were a bunch of people coming, because she was like, it's not just now that they're parking all over. It was like lunch, or you know, it was all day is what they said. So then that's when I realized that so it kind of made sense to me then. And then I was like going through his Facebook to see like, okay, is this the same person? So that's when I came across his live stream in the bedroom. So I was like, okay, like that's definitely my house, you know. But yeah, that's how I knew who he was.
Interesting. I think that's those are, I think, all the questions that technically apply. But people are really requesting that you report them to VRBO. I think that would be a good way to prevent, you know, future rentals if they go through VRBO for sure. Just to report and make sure it's on record. Because the truth is, they'll probably continue on some, even if he's not doing the regular dinner events, you know, they do go stay in different cities and all of that. And this is, again, you're not the first person. You've probably been the most vocal thus far.
Yeah, I was surprised that no other hosts have said anything. I do know that it happened previously in Cincinnati, which is the 10,000. Because when I watched the TikTok, I think she was talking about Cincinnati. So that must have been a different year at a different place in Cincinnati. But yeah, I mean, I think the fact that he tried to disguise his name so people couldn't look him up means that there was something.
Yeah. And he knows for a fact that when people look him up, literally when you Google him, if you put in his full name after the first 2 or 3 web pages, then you start to see the articles on him and Scammer and Darius Crooks and all of those sort of things. It takes you down the rabbit hole real quick.
And then the other thing that made me mad too is, I mean, I'm not in love with Cincinnati, but if I were here and people were paying for events that I was doing, I would not be going on my Facebook and calling Cincinnati Cincy nasty or whatever he was saying, because he was saying all the food here was nasty, which I know you said you were going to talk about that, but it's like you can't just go around disrespecting everybody like you're Beyonce or something. Like Beyonce doesn't do that.
She doesn't do that, right? So that's actually, yeah, I have covered that before. We're not covering that tonight because, well, actually, I am going to read that article, so technically we are. But actually, that's his other grift. So he has multiple scams going on. So the current one that he's moving into, another reason he's getting away from the dining events, is that he now tours the country reviewing Black-owned restaurants. And his thing is to be negative about them, because it gets him more engagement, the outrage, he gets in papers. People are like, how dare you say this about my city? So he's literally done it in every city he's been in. Most recently was Miami, Baltimore. He, getting into it with the owners of the restaurants, because he starts to put out their personal business and attack their livelihood. And it's a whole thing. So he's not a good person. It's so many layers to this.
Okay, like the moral of the story is, if this guy can make money, like everybody should be making money.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. It's just the way that he makes it. He's so nefarious in his endeavors. So that's the only thing I'm like, I'd rather my slow burn than to, gain it the way that he did, because it's not gonna last. It's not gonna there's no way that it will last.
Maybe
with the way
he should get audited for tax evasion.
There's been much conversation about that, and I'm sure that when the IRS and the FBI, there's conversation about there's crimes involved in over the years as well. So yeah, the postmaster mail wire fraud. It's a lot going on. It's a lot. If you're ever bored, there's a whole rabbit hole on my channel, but it's also just on the internet as a whole. If you're into true crime type stories, you found one, a real life one.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I thank you for your time. I don't want to take up much more of your time, but I really appreciate you. And if anything else comes up, you know how to reach me. And have a great evening.
Thank you. You guys too.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. Good people. I hope you enjoyed that. I see a lot of comments, but I have some starred, but I'm trying to understand what's happened, because all of y'all typing like little mini paragraphs, and they're not necessarily I couldn't really tell if anything was directly for E-Way. But what I'm gonna do is take a quick commercial break so I can take a swig of water, and then we'll be right back, and we'll move into the other parts of this, and then I'll add a little shenanigans. I was trying to behave myself a little bit because we had company. But I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Oh, what are our likes looking like? What are the likes like? Oh my God, we only got 268 likes, and we got 500 viewers currently. Well, 516 on this side. We need to get the likes up to let's get them on up to 400, and then I'll return. I feel so disrespectful. I gave y'all almost 3 minutes, and these likes still ain't looking right. The number went down a little bit. I think most people were interested in that interview, which is totally fine for me. Or it's late and all the other good stuff. But let's get the likes to at least 360. I try to be reasonable. I know I can't get 100% because people be busy and all that, but 360. So I'm gonna play another commercial, but I'm literally not moving on with the show until I get my 360 likes. So we'll be back, or maybe.
With my eyes closed, it's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still trying to fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Maybe put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like chemo. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Trying to earn 8 stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reef. Dímelo porque yo no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. It's too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that seen it. I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron, boy, Young Jeans. And I'm a self-made man.
I actually interviewed Darius Cooks on my radio show. Might have been 5 or 6 years ago before he blew up on social media. And Justice was just articulated. He actually went on Periscope Live during the radio show and did his own show in the studio during the show that he was supposed to be on. But he's a narcissistic individual. And because of that, he's had many of these run-ins. I think there was a scandal a few years ago where he was doing fake credit repair for people and got sued. His restaurant got closed down, those sorts of things. So he maintains these online scams, preying on the hearts and minds of his followers. And even just was just articulated after our show, because we tend to ridicule people when they act up on our show. He actually went on Periscope Live to talk about me and our producer and some of the other guests after the show. So this has been going on for a long period of time. Now, legally, when somebody talks about you online, that's just talk. But once they get into the place of making threats, either violence, threatening to release personal information, well, that's where you can actually file a criminal report against this individual. And if they do release improper or censored information, personal information that is privileged, that absolutely, you can report that to the Georgia Bureau of Investigations or to the Federal Bureau of Investigations for them to look into it, particularly if you have multiple individuals who are involved in this.
All right, I'm back. I'm back with a little bit of an attitude because I'm like, I shouldn't have had, I almost was gonna, I was gonna cut that short after the Vellnito part of the trailer. Then I look up and we still didn't have 360. So I was like, well, I'm gonna let them watch the whole rest of it too. But now we at 365. Thank you. And for those of you who will be watching this on replay, please hit that like button. This is not only for the our people who are watching on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook. And hey to all of y'all on Twitter and Facebook as well. I know I'd be forgetting to acknowledge y'all, but thank y'all. I appreciate y'all as well. Hit them like buttons and hearts over there too. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read your comments, and then we're going to move forward. What time? We'll be here another hour. I'm not doing no 3 hours. We'll be here another hour. Wherever we leave off, wherever I end up at the third hour, I'm sorry, the second hour is I'm just cutting it off. So this comment says, I'm in Cincinnati and he did cancel an event. I would never attend one of his slot fests, but he almost caught a lot of hands out here. He's snorting booger picking mess. So natural balance, could you give the date or, time frame of when he canceled that event? Are you saying that it's related to this situation, meaning he canceled, 2 months ago? So that would have meant that was due to this house. And when he left the date early, that meant he canceled one of those dining events. But I want some clarity on that to help me with the timeline and some other stuff I'm working on. So please let me know in the chat. I greatly appreciate it. The thing is, this is a business for her. It would make no sense for him to antagonize someone. Oh, for her to antagonize someone she potentially could have a good relationship with professionally. Absolutely. We know that woman ain't. We just listen to her. And unlike him and the foolishness of his bipolar rants, we already know she's reasonable. She's a reasonable human being. We can tell that. You can tell a person from their spirit, and it's from the conversation and stuff. It was very clear. She wasn't touting. She wasn't bragging. She wasn't talking about what she got and she wasn't even really being mean. She was just being very honest about the situation. She never insulted either of them. She didn't call him a black walrus. She didn't do any of that. She didn't talk about, oh yeah, and I forgot, I did pull in pictures because yesterday I did forget to pull in pictures. For those of you who do not know what Crystal looks like, this is Crystal and Darius Crooks. This is actually them. I have a story time for this. I don't know why my pictures look all odd. They didn't used to look like this. Well, I had to do all this to get it in there. But maybe I'm too far over. Maybe that's what I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So this was actually you see that on the header there, it says that it was at Papado's seafood kitchen, and I was there too. I was there with a group of people. And it was a coincidence that we ended up there. I ain't going to do the story time now, but Darius Crooks and Crystal, that's how I know she's complicit in his fraudulent behavior and toxic predatory behavior, because what they were doing was actually doxing someone who was with us at this dinner. They were doxing their car that's in the background. So where they're acting like if you don't know no better, you think it's like, oh, they just doing a nice little friend buddy picture. No, he's purposefully grabbing and making sure that person's car is in the background of the shot to say, I see your car. I know where your car at. Craziness. But that's how they roll. So this, once again, just in case that wasn't a clear enough picture, this is Crystal Chrisley, who is the head D-hag in charge. She is also Darius's bestie. And also he is her boss. Because she wrote in her email to Eway that Darius Crooks is her boss. So also, as I told you yesterday, just a little remembrance, familiar character. Some say this is just what I've heard on the streets. I didn't create this. I'm just sharing it. They think she's kin with maybe Uncle Ben. Possibly Norbit. I'm forgetting his name. James Earl Jones. Yes. So that's Crystal. Just for those of y'all who didn't know. Now you know. Let me get back to the comments. Hold on, I'm trying to find my picture. Oh, never mind. That's why I like my stuff in a certain order. I'll find it again. Anyway, we'll use that one for now. Okay, let me get back to the comments. I'm gonna do a few more. Then we're gonna move on because I'm gonna read this article. I'm in Cincinnati and he did. Oh, I read that one. I just did not start. The fact is, she told him to only park in the driveway or the garage. And the video, he said he don't help guests find parking, the scumball. Yes. So in that live stream, the one that I played yesterday, I'm not going to play it today, but watch the video if you want to see it. It's actually a live stream of Darius, IG lie, him being on his IG lies, lying about this situation and saying, lying on a woman, period, but talking about he don't help people find parking. He just say it's up to them. They got to figure it out. But why are you putting these people in residential? They got to pay $289, sit elbow to elbow, share family style with a bunch of strangers with all kind of flying monkey germs, and they got to hope that they parking in a good enough spot that they don't have problems and have to stop mid-meal to go out there and move their car and move it to a Target, a local, some commercial parking lot, and walk a block or 2 or 3 or 5. What? For $289, you can't even care enough to make any of us who have hosted, those of us who care, because some of y'all be throwing some raggedy parties. I've been to some of them where it's like, did they think any of this through? But those of us who know and care, and we have put on events, etc., we know that one of the considerations is, can this accommodate the amount of people? Can the space itself accommodate the amount of people? But also the parking. Where will they park? Will the parking situation accommodate the amount of people that I'm having at this event? That's basic. I do that for a birthday party, much less if I was running a decade-long Dining with Diarrhea fan club party. I would have perfected that piece. For one, I would just do it in commercial spaces. Do larger events at commercial spaces, treat it like a little fan club party, get on the stage with a mic and you know, eat crumbs, show your taco meat, put a bed on the stage so they could be familiar. Put a bed on the stage, make sure you get the dookie stains on them like you had on this woman's comforters and sheets and stuff. Make and lay up there and snack on stuff and sit there and get high. They'll be familiar with that. And then you have servers down there serving them troughs of you know, diabetic inducing food. But do it in an event space. Do it in a little convention space or something. Have more people, it'll balance out. Then you talk about, you got to charge them $600 if you was to do something like that. Well, you know, you actually charge less because you can fit more people in there. It balances it out. How you gonna burn a hole in the latest sofa? And when she said they smoking and stuff, yes, because the people he got who work for him, they smoke. Now he's smoking too now. They didn't finally got him smoking. Craziness, foolishness. Did he say a white man came to the house trying to intimidate him and was talking to him crazy? Yes, Mocha Goodness. He did say that, and he's referring to Eway's partner, who, and now we at least got part of it in that clip. We see that it's Darius who's being ignorant and disrespectful, talking about he ain't got time. Don't you see how busy I am? I got this event about to start. I can't give you no phone number. I ain't got time to give you a phone number. What? But this is the kind of gaslighting that he does. Actually, when he did that, just hearing that reminded me of the type of gaslighting he would do back in the day. It was always like, if it was for you, he comes up with excuses. If it's for him, you know, it should be no excuses. We friends, you know. I can't wait till he gets slapped with a lawsuit. I mean, he's been sued multiple times, Jasmine Morris, like multiple times. He was actually just sued in a defamation. Well, that was frivolous, but it wasn't frivolous. defamation against him wasn't frivolous. It was the rest of it that was. But he's been sued multiple times. I don't know what kind of lawsuit you're talking about. I mean, we're beyond lawsuits. This needs to be a criminal case. We're beyond lawsuits. Black Girl Terrific. Hey, friend, it's been a while, I think, since I seen a comment from you. He is really freaking awful, shaking my head. How you gonna have 30 people come out to a random location and be like, don't bother me about parking? Exactly. They paying you $289. I bet not had not one worry in my mind about this event. When I get here, I want to feel pampered. When I get here, I want to feel like I'm the only person on your mind. I bet not be made to feel like I done came to somebody's old Friday night fish fry spades bid whist party. That's the treatment he get him for almost $300. And then they say he really does treat them like that, because they also say for the last serving of the evening, he just disappears on them. He don't say, hey, y'all, all right, well, this brings our evening to a close. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for coming out. Really, y'all the best and da-da-da. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just check out for the night. Good night. He don't do that. He just disappear on them. That's what your friends do when you at a party or at their house hanging out, and maybe it's a get-together, and you like, where'd Vell go? Vell went up to his room about 30 minutes ago. He sleep. That's how he do it. But then he runs up to the room and he and doing that and on the phone on his IG lives. Just walking off from him. They don't care about them. I don't know what it. It's sad though. It's sad because you're like, wow, if they take that kind of treatment and then defend it, that just means that they really have had some trauma in their life where they don't realize that they deserve better. And that's sad. That's real sad. That's sad. It ain't our problem, but it's sad. And then they come over one trying to harass her, trying to take out their anger and aggression that they should be giving back to him, trying to take it over, take it out on us. Didn't Crooks say his videographer was recording all interactions on his live? I don't see a camera in his hands. I could have been wrong. I don't know if that was because I thought the videographer had dreads. And after I said, I was like, wait a minute, I think the videographer got dreads, but I don't know for sure. But I do have a picture also. I just forgot to pull it in for y'all, but I do have a picture of she sent me also a screenshot of the videographer videoing. Yeah, I got it right. Let me see. I can show y'all at least from my phone because I think I forgot to pull it in. This phone. I always want to give me a bunch of notifications on that. Nah, that wasn't because he has on a hat. So there is the videographer, Corey. So I don't know if at that point when, yeah, that's a different guy because he at the bottom. Yeah. So I don't know. Corey recorded. The crazy part, though, is what's taking so long to put this clip out? He put everything else out. If this guy's so horrible, push everything else to the back burner. If this white guy was so disrespectful, etc., put that out there. Everything else has gone out right away. We still haven't seen E-Class. I'll pull that up in a minute. Still haven't seen E-Class. I'll actually do that now. Still haven't seen E-Class. Now we got this situation. It's like, why are you backed up trying to edit these videos? Because if it's just in real time, what happened, all you do is upload it and post it on social media. Airdrop it to your phone.
You have to move differently. I don't look for street credit. I don't care shit about street credit. You know what credit I care about? What the judge has to say. That's the credit I care about. I don't give a fuck about the streets. I care about the judge. Okay? You have to move differently. In every single way. Baby, I got money. I have money. Money. Do you understand me? You have to move differently. I have businesses. You can't be out here trying to pop off on everybody because you want to pop off on everybody. Let them pop off on you. Fall to the ground. Get hurt. Make Corey record everything from start to finish. And E-Class
got money. You go after that. It's very simple. It's very simple. I'm not out here to fight you. I don't give a shit about street credit. But the judge will handle it. You gotta move differently. Can't be out here on these streets, Doc, trying to fight the streets back. You got money. You got money. You can't do that. And if you don't have no money, you don't understand this. It's okay. It's fine. There was a point in time I didn't have no money either, and I moved differently. But now that I'm wealthy, that's why you don't see me hanging out everywhere. You don't see me doing everything. I have the ability to do whatever I want to do, go wherever I want to go. But do you see me out here doing that? No. You have to be responsible. See, Bible said you got money. You got to have plenty of sense to go with it. All right? Well, you fight. You go right ahead and fight. You go right ahead and fight. I'm going to sit right here and get knocked out. And I won't.
So that's him still rambling about E-Class. We'll see what happens. He's, claiming he got all this stuff happening behind the scenes. I think it's bullshit, but we'll see. I just want to keep that on y'all radar that he's still rambling, and he's still a scary bitch. I don't care what he say. He's still a scary bitch. And now his excuse for why he's a scary bitch is because I got money. I got money and I got stuff to lose. And I'm a businessman. I ain't gonna be doing stuff because I got money and I'm just gonna fall, let them hit me, and then I'm gonna sue. Everybody, see, this is the thing he don't know about to understand about the streets. They ain't finna have a person with something to lose come for you. They're gonna have a person with nothing to lose. That's gonna get you. And trust me, it ain't gonna be no 1-2 punch knockout. You just lay on the ground, they walk away. That ain't what we're talking about. Boy, you are writing a check your ass can't cash. Know that fake millions you got. Oh, Lord Jesus. Says, so he is just nasty, period, and people eat food he cook. I'm surprised that no one has gotten sick from eating his food. Well, I'm sure people have. And I guess I never covered. Did I not cover the story? Sometimes stuff be happening, y'all, and I just be like, just over talking about him. Like, it's just exhausting. It's almost always drama. But in St. Louis, there was the Lefties fried rice. Because remember, when I was covering the Tim Norman trial and I asked y'all for recommendations, the VRBO from Missouri, a lot of people, Lefties got the highest amount of suggestion. I actually never even made it to the other. Later, it hit me like a year later, like going back and forth to St. Louis. I was like, I never even tried the other restaurants. I just Lefties hit the spot, and that was the only place I ever went. But so I'm very familiar with Lefties. I get it every time I go to St. Louis. So the owner of Lefties is a lady who obviously knew of Darius Crooks. She had tickets to his Dining with Diarrhea event when he was in St. Louis. But he had visited her restaurant. No. I think she had went to his Dining with Darius event, but at that point, she was done with him because he was slamming restaurants all throughout St. Louis and other. But people only really get outraged once he get to their city. I'm outraged for every city, but y'all all picky. Y'all like, well, it's entertaining and all of that when it's other people. But when it's my city, how dare you get out of here? Like all that. I wish y'all would just have that same energy, just period. For everybody. That's how I got. I got the same energy for everybody. That's why I report on everybody. But anyway, I ain't got nothing to do with this Airbnb situation, but I'm pissed off for her. I feel like I can do my part to help spread the word. Y'all, some of y'all just like, oh, it ain't happened to me yet. That's her. But anyway, so she went to his Dining with Darius Diarrhea event. I'm sorry, Dining with Darius Hollis, his other alias, Darius Hollis event. And she was live stream reviewing it. Now, the thing was, people didn't know that she had her phone out like everybody else, and she's talking in it, and they thinking she's on live like everybody else is because he encourages people to get on live to promote him, basically. What they don't know is she on her live critiquing his food. On top of that, when she got ready to eat her the chicken, I think it was part of the salad, I guess. She eating a piece of chicken. It's raw as all get out in the inside, as pink as it want to be, as pink as a bunny rabbit's nose. And they live on camera, she cutting into it. And so they later, I did talk about this at least. I'm not sure that I actually did I don't think I showed, did I? Y'all let me know. Did I ever talk about this? I mean, did I actually do a video on this? I'm pretty sure I mentioned it because now I remember talking about how she didn't left the event. She left before it was over. They realized she was doing all that she had went live after she left. And oh, the flying monkey. She was in here talking about your food and on her live, master. We gotta get her. That's so disrespectful. Oh my God, she's so silly. Oh my God, I'll never go to her business again. Oh, she is horrible. Oh, she's so mean. Oh, she needs to get a life. All the stuff they should be saying about him. I was like, she did really what he does. Y'all just mad because it's your leader. It's the selective outrage. It's the hypocrisy. They be gaslighting. They gaslight themselves. They so gone at this point, they gaslight themselves. He don't even have to work at it. So anyway, she then leaves out. She goes on her live, and then she's like, I'm not feeling well. Y'all, she went to urgent care. She went to urgent care and then walked out with a piece of paper and said, this is saying, y'all, that I have gastro something or other. So Darius Crooks goes live the next day, his IG lives, and then he's like trying to dismiss it, saying that ain't got nothing to do with food poisoning, whatever her diagnosis was. I don't know. I ain't dig that deep to even figure it all out. I don't know if y'all let me know if y'all can put it on this. I don't know. Marianne's in the background. Thank you so much, Marianne, for helping out. But I don't know if she's available at the moment. But if you see the comment, if people are saying if I talked about this before, put it on the screen for me because I'm not sure. Hey, Alice, blessed child of God was able to join us on the front end. Oh yeah, okay, I talked about that. Okay, I did. Did I do a whole video on it? Because y'all, we got so much content on this food. I don't even know what the hell going on half the time. Yes, you talked about it. Okay. Thank you, Marianne. Key got jokes. No, provide the bank your receipts of him and Crystal being there, your estimates for the repairs for blah, 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 blah. I hope she saw that. I'm not sure if she saw that comment. I couldn't tell because it's like the comment. Usually y'all comment be like a sentence, maybe two, but this got y'all so worked up. Almost every comment I'm looking at is like a little paragraph, and I couldn't read them. I usually scan them to see what's happening. Is he still doing dinners, or is he just trying to be a critic? He is. I answered this, but he's ending the food, the Dining with Diarrhea event. He only has. Well, he technically has 3 left because he hasn't started the 3rd one yet. So he's in whatever city he's in or heading there or whatever he's doing. And then he got 2 more. So 3 more left and he's done with them forever. He's told, I even played the video yesterday where he was like, they like, oh, it's going to be bittersweet. He was like, ain't nothing bitter about it. It's all sweet. He's like, but I love y'all, but I'm just so done. I want a regular life, all these things. So the truth is the grift is up. He ain't making the kind of money he was. He's having to cancel events left and right. People ain't buying them tickets. He having to discount them, make them. These tickets were, $289. He discounted them to $100, all that kind of stuff to fill these seats. Hey, Vell, just want to let you know I love you so much for what you are doing regarding the exposure of this unscrupulous, manipulating, misogynistic, narcissistic scum and the universe, Darius Crooks. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, friend. And yes, that's what I'm here to do, is just continue to do the good work. until God says, well done, Vell be. How does, and thank you, I appreciate you for your support. How does he know everyone is of age to drink? Jubilee, he does not care. That's, again, we've said it, and I know I've said it before. He don't like to follow rules. He don't sign no contract with him because he won't abide by it. All these things I've said before. Y'all be ignoring me. Y'all be like, Vell just be rambling. He don't know what he's talking about. I mean, he know, but I believe it when I see it for myself. And then y'all seeing it for yourself finally. Well, y'all seeing it in real time. That Vell ain't told no nan exaggeration or lie about this dude. Not to one. So yeah, he don't care. That means nothing to him. Whatever. 12-year-old here, get drunk. She should be able to handle her liquor. That's not, I'm not her parent. Like, he'll be doing that kind of stuff. Angela M is saying this foolishness has to be going on too long with this scammer. He's an overgrown adult male that needs to be held accountable. Yeah, well, y'all got to do it, though. Y'all got to hold him. I'm holding him accountable. I'm doing my part. In her research, did she find out all of his aliases? If so, it may be helpful to ensure they block or cancel additional bookings, at least until he stops. Well, the truth is he didn't reserve it. Crystal did. So that's why people were saying report Crystal Chrisley, because she's the one who actually reserved it. But yeah, as far as her knowing all his aliases, no, we ran into this one. We knew about DeMarcus. And I think that's what y'all told me yesterday. Well, I knew about it from last year. That was the one he gave the police an ID. Well, at least this part is not clear because it's kind of like the police wrote DeMarcus on his police report about Mel Ford. When y'all remember him saying she was stalking him at the barbershop, all that stuff. They had the TPO, the hearing, she was vindicated. So all of that. But anyway, on the original police report, the police had his name as DeMarcus, like, and whatever. And it was like, do police make those kind of mistakes if they, and he gave her his ID and she took it. And we have this part of, I even have the police body cam footage. I don't think I ever showed that to y'all. I still think we haven't gotten to that story just because so much. But anyway, so all of a sudden we see in this police report and it's got Demarius on there. And it's like, who the hell is Demarius? And so, it was suspected that he had given her this fake ID, but then when the police were kind of questioned about it, it was like very sketchy. But then finally it was like, no, she made a mistake. But it's like, because I almost feel like it was not just the first name, but it was some other pieces. And it's like, where would she get that? Like, she filling out a police report. I just can't see. I mean, humans make mistakes, but that's a big mistake for a police officer filling out a police report to like completely have somebody's name completely jacked up. And they're sitting in the squad car doing it. Like, I don't know. But anyway, so that's where we got the Demarius alias. And then we got the Darius Hollis alias only by way of him reaching out to her under that name. And had this never went down, we would have never known that he's using that alias. So I'm sure he has many more. And the truth is, we can learn all the aliases about him we want. He will create another one. We are talking about a slippery snake here. Y'all be underestimating how dirty he is and how far he will go to scam. Y'all really be like, y'all treat it like it's a simple solution to this. And if it was a simple solution, he would have never made it out of Chicago a decade ago when he scammed over 200 and some odd people. Really, 300. He wouldn't have made it out of Chicago if it was that easy, y'all. He wouldn't have had another whole decade. Thank you, hey, you there. He's a serial scammer. This is a slippery snake. It's like, I was watching a documentary about, Jesus, I'm so bad with names. The mob guy from New York. And there's a documentary on Netflix about him. And he ended up escaping going to jail. Like he even had like these trials about, unaliving people, all these sort of things. And he got away with it. I think it was 3 or 4 trials. I think it was 3 trials. Gotti, thank you so much. Hey, you there? Should have known you know the answer. John Gotti, 3 times. And so he started to think he was invincible to the point that he became a mob celebrity. Whereas usually the mobsters back then before him, they were all undercover. They were like, I don't want no cameras on me. I ain't trying to be in no nightlife situation. I don't want nobody, I ain't trying to be in the press and written up in Time magazine and all that. He was loving it. He was doing the Darius Crooks kind of thing. But it took them 4 tries to be able to finally get him. Darius Crooks is on that level. It's not that no one has ever spoken out about him. It's not that no one has ever tried to sue him. It's not that no one has threatened him. It's not that the police haven't been called on him. None of these are the issue. The issue is you're talking about a serial scammer who is determined. So it's hard. It's almost like a roach or pest. Like you can seal up and exterminate and everything else, but if they are determined to try to get you, they're gonna get back in, and you're gonna have to do something else to try to catch the, get the new spot they're trying to get through or something. A rodent or criminals. Criminals are always you create one way to get by them. We got all these sophisticated encrypted stuff on our credit cards and all these things, and then they find a new way to be able to scam and all of that. That's what we're dealing with here. That's what we're dealing with. I wish it was easy. I wish it was easy, y'all. If it was easy, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Who circled the damn knee? Hey, a true meeting of water on the knee. I think you're referring to that pic right there. Yeah, I didn't. These all come from the great people in the coalition, usually on Twitter and the Exposing Darius Crooks Facebook group and all that stuff. They do this great work. All I do is scour the internets and pull it all together and organize it and use my knowledge, my experience, etc., and tell the story in as creative of a way as I can figure out. And the flying monkeys won't say anything, but yes, boss Darius he treats us real good. We don't need to park when we fly. They say we don't need to park when we fly, right? Because what Corey recorded. Oh yeah, so Renee S is saying the reason why we haven't seen that footage thus far is because what Corey recorded doesn't fit with Darius's narrative, so they're going to need to do some editing. we may never see the E-class footage, may never see this footage again unless he edits it in a creative way. And I do know how to edit. Y'all know this. So it is possible to still edit something and make it look a way that it didn't really happen. Especially I don't know. I ain't never really watched. Honestly, I've never watched a full video of any of Crooks' stuff, the reviews and stuff. So I see the intros, but basically I was saying all that to say I don't really know Corey's skill set. Really, I haven't paid attention. Maddie's mama says, "Great job." Thank you so much for the super chat, friend. I really appreciate you for that. Yes, I appreciate you for your acknowledgement as well, because this stuff ain't easy. I spent hours preparing for this as well. But I knew I wanted to, and I was working on this interview since Sunday, I think. Yeah, Sunday night. That's why I didn't want to promise it to y'all, because again, it was dependent on if she was, able to show up, and I didn't know if the D-Hags was going to be acting up, and that might scare her away and all that. So I didn't want to tell y'all until today, when I knew for sure it was going to happen this afternoon. He didn't mind fighting female servers in the Soul Crab restaurants. Right. Him attacking his female worker. Oh, I forgot about this part, Chocolate. Thank you so much for that reminder. They also, with the owner of Lefty's restaurant in St. Louis, Lefty's Fried Rice in St. Louis, when she went to the Dining with Darius Crooks event, and she got the raw chicken. They tried to say she brought the raw chicken in and planted it. She went through the trouble of partially frying chicken, bringing it from her location to that event. How the hell is she gonna know that it's gonna look like what he's serving? I don't even know. Like they're they owe these flying monkeys. So anyway, they were saying she brought the raw chicken. That's how she was able to film it, because she brought it in there. They just gone, y'all. It's sad. It's sad. All right, so let me go ahead and move on to this article, because now I'm pushing it. I don't think this article that long. It wasn't that long. I don't even know what it is. I never read it. This is blind reaction, y'all. I just pulled it and copied and pasted it into my notes. So we'll see. So this is Cincy Black Travel is the name of the website where this article was. And I literally only found out about this article from Eway, who during our communication on Saturday or whatever, I mean, Sunday, I think that was, she was telling me that one of the things she ran into that started to let her know what was happening or who Darius Crooks was again, she even mentioned it in the interview, that she heard that he's slandering restaurants in their city and calling this Cincinnati. Oh my God, everywhere she goes, it's just destruction. It's just horrible. How do you function like that? Ooh, Jesus. So anyway, the article's title is Food Critic Darius Cooks. I hate that they've literally given him that title. He's not worthy of the title. Oh, did I ask this question yesterday? But anyway, I have this already here, so I'll just throw it in there. Have you heard about this article in Cincy? Let me close out this post. What was this one? Did you watch the 3 hours of live? Whatever I said, the live stream last night, 54% of you said yes, 46 said no. That means I need to get to highlighting. I need to get these highlight clips out. I need y'all to watch it. We need our likes, views, and subscribes. We're trying to do something over here. But have you heard about this article in the Cincy Black Travel? So they say food critic Darius Crooks visits to Cincy did not go over well. And this is on September 30th. They don't have an author here. I'm trying to get better at like mentioning the reporters' names and stuff, the writers. But anyway, the article goes on to say Darius Cooks, also known as Darius Williams, is a social media influencer and a food critic who recently visited Cincinnati to rate Black-owned restaurants. However, his reviews caused controversy among the city's residents, as some have found him to be harsh and negative towards Black businesses. That'd be factual. Despite only visiting a small selection of the city's Black-owned restaurants, such as Soul Secrets and We Do Barbecue, where he found nets in the sauce tray, Crooks, oh, that must have been that picture I saw he had on his social media. I didn't know what was happening. I see something, I'll be just keep it moving. I'm like, she on some more drama. I ain't got time to add it to my archive and research and do a story, so I ignore it. But says Cooks claimed he can only review during the daytime, while most Black-owned restaurants serve food after 5 p.m. That's true. I never thought about that piece. Never. Well, that will change now that he's no longer going to be doing the Dining with Diarrhea grift, because now his evenings will be freed up. That's been the reason why that's been the reason why he's been only able to go during the day, because in the evening he has to make that slop that we can't identify in these photos. Speaking of which, since we're talking about food reviews, this is the food critics. That's what he served. This is what one of his fine dining plates look like. That. But he over here talking about some other people's stuff. This is him plating. This is him for doing food photography. Now, he'd had all day to dress that spread with Armor All and all kind of stuff, and this is what it looked like. But he over here critiquing somebody else's food. Oh, okay. That, we'll leave it on that for this. Let me finish. Cooks expressed his frustration at finding the best 2 Black-owned restaurants that don't open until after 12 p.m., as he only has 2 more days left to try them. Who cares? Nobody cares about your goddamn schedule. Again, the world revolves around this narcissist. Some of you may know Darius Cooks' past legal battles. Oh, they went in on this article. This ain't no fluff piece. Some of you may know Darius Cooks' past legal battles over him not doing good business. Some of his, it's so much bigger than that, but okay, at least y'all mentioned it. Some of his followers have complained that he failed to deliver products they paid for, such as cookbooks, cookware, or tickets to his Dining with Darius cooking events. All right, y'all, okay, now we're talking. I like this. I like where this is going. Again, this blind reaction, I didn't know. I was thinking there's going to be some fluff piece. Y'all don't know what's happening, and y'all just like, oh, some people like him, some people don't. Oh, well. No, there's like, this ninja that came here to our town. Let me let people know who he really is. All right, I like this. They says, in fact, oh, I love it. In fact, I love it. In fact, like, in addition to, I ain't done. They like, Vell, we ain't done. In fact, the Better Business Bureau of Metro Atlanta has issued a warning about doing business with this celebrity online chef. They ain't do that part, but I'm doing it. Celebrity. He a public figure. I give him that, but he ain't nobody celebrity. Says, as more than 70 customers have complained about not receiving their products despite having paid for them. Oh, I love this. This is the only issue. If I could cultivate, and I got some plans. But ideally, what I would like to see, because when the Better Business Bureau thing come up, they throw that 70 in there, because those are the 70 that are literally up there as reports. The thing is, we know that is about 7,000 that he scammed that have not received things. And so this 70 kind of minimizes really what the issue is. The 70 is the 70 who went as far as to go to the BBB and post public, like file a report. That's usually, you know, you're looking at somewhere between 10% is high, really. 5%, 3 to 5% of people will take something that far when it comes to not getting goods and services. So we know this number is way higher than this 70. So I wish they would just say among, you know, some of them went to the Better Business Bureau. Among the hundreds. Anyway, it goes on to say, interestingly, Darius, oh, they really finna go in. They are going in. Who wrote this? Why you didn't put your name? I wish I closed out the webpage. Oh, I need to say your name. I need to speak your name, writer. Says, interestingly, Darius Cooks, LLC, was administratively dissolved in 2019 for failing to file annual registration and or failing to maintain a registered agent or registered office in the state of Georgia, according to the Georgia Secretary of State. This dissolution, combined with the recent complaints from his customers, has led to growing skepticism about Crooks' credibility as a food critic and influencer. Y'all know I always say Crooks. It just flows out. They say Cooks. Just know they saying Cooks. Crooks just come out because it's what it is. It's what it is. I like this. One more paragraph. I like this. Thank you. That's all I want, is people to just speak the facts. That's all I want. I just wish, again, you know, it's kind of like the same little bullet points that people use, and it's so much bigger than that, as we know. But it's a start, and I appreciate this work. This is also letting me know, I could tell just by reading this, this is what Giesha 305, when she read Darius for Filth. Oh, do I have it handy? We might listen to that if I can grab it. This is, I could tell, the article she read, because her summary looked a lot like this. Her reading kind of was almost in this order. Says, overall, the controversy surrounding Cooks' review of Black-owned restaurants in Cincinnati and the complaints from his customers have damaged his reputation and credibility, which is why he goes by one of his aliases, which is Darius Hollis, when he is trying to rent Airbnb and defraud VRBO short-term renters, or hosts rather. As a result, many people in the city are ready for him to leave. As K. Michelle said, "Get out my city, you sassy bitch." He's hearing that everywhere, ain't he? And y'all got him permanently there in Houston for now until his next grift. But y'all got him there in Houston. Can't wait for him to start running the muck on y'all. Not that I enjoy him, but I'm just saying because y'all need to put a stop to it. Somebody. Atlanta just let him run amok and leave and spread more hating. But Atlanta is also known for housing scammers too, allegedly. That's what they be saying. Word on the street. As a result, many people in the city are ready for him to leave and for someone else to take the task of reviewing and promoting Black businesses, because he does not promote them. He slanders them, but he does not review Black restaurants. Let me see if y'all want. Let me see. I'm getting me some contact, y'all, because these glasses are bothering me more and more. I don't like switch back to my old glasses that's about 20 years old. The lens is about to pop out of them, but I can't do my live. I don't wear glasses around the house and stuff. I only wear them to drive and when I'm on with y'all. But they've been bothering me a lot lately. Did you know about this article? 16% of you did, 84% of you didn't. So I'm glad we shared this. So my next question, poll question, is, do you want me to play Giesha 305 roast of Crooks again? So do you want me to play before we leave? Because we're wrapping it up. This is pretty much it. Let me see if I have any comments. But before we go, I don't. So before I go, do y'all want me to pull up Giesha's roast of, just for old time's sake? I actually caught her live today on Instagram. I actually planned on going live, but when I'm going live with y'all, I don't have enough time to, like, I was going to go in there and let people know I'm going live and, give a little tidbits about what we're going to be talking about and all that. And I just, anyway, I was rushing, couldn't do it. But anyway, I did watch her live, a little bit of it. And people were telling her that Darius Crooks was talking about her again. And she basically said she doesn't care because she roasts and pretty much move on. She was like, he's getting some attention from her. And so that's why he keeps bringing her up. But she basically is done with him. She's moving on to her next roast victim. So I was like, oh. So I was like, well, that means that I'm just going to have to keep replaying this for our people, is what this is telling me. Hold on. If I can, I'll find it. I just, let me see. I'll move some stuff around. I still got a lot of cleaning up to do, but we're going to get there. Here it is. Look at God. Won't he do it? Wait, is this it though? Make sure this is the right one. Is this? Which one is that though? Oh, I got them both together. This is it right here. Okay, now I know what to look. Now let me pull it in. We're at 93%. So yeah, I'm working on it. Talk amongst yourselves while I pull it in. Okay, we go to work in projects and then the Giesha 305 folder. Where is it? Down here. Where? And then which video is that? That is is that one here? Looks like it's that one there. Right. All right, here it comes.
I thought this was going to be a roast about Mr. Eric, a.k.a. E-Class. But, oh, no. But this roast is about the Georgia-based chef that's originally from Chicago, Darius Williams, that goes by the alias Darius Cooks. This fool has the audacity to travel state to state to criticize Black-owned restaurants. This nigga is a whole human walking projectory. Fuck, nigga. You have the nerve to criticize people establishment, and you have over 70 complaints from people that say you haven't fulfilled their orders, ignored their refunds requests, providing poor customer service. You only tearing down other Black restaurants because you a hurt, messy punk. You came all the way down here to Miami to purposely go to finger licking the trash them. Besides being over here looking like a burnt walrus in a denim mixed with polyester striped dirty suit. Why would your scamming ass try to sell skillets and you can't deliver? Why the fuck would you open a restaurant and on inspection day you a no-show? You took your mullet face overseas to Dubai because you didn't want to face your employees because you knew your restaurant was being shut down. And the only reason why you became a traveling critic is because you want other black businesses to fail like you did. Now let's talk facts since you want to go live and act like you fear for your life. You can't be that goddamn scared because you out here trolling people's cities. After the Better Business Bureau sent out that warning, you been bitter. Yes, I said warning people not to fuck with you. Every time you sell a product, you don't deliver. What about them cooking books people didn't get? And your slick ass filed bankruptcy because you don't want to pay nobody back. Darius Cooks, LLC was administratively dissolved in 2019 for failing to file annual registration and or failure to maintain a registered agent or register office in this state, according to the Georgia Secretary of State. Bitch, you an unprofessional businessman and a recipe thief. And when people call you out for the thieving scammer you have your dedicated followers to troll, threaten, and harass them. And now I'm trying to understand why you called the police in Miami on one man. Did it make you shit and pee in your pants because he came along? And your cameraman Corey, if he's smart, he'll cut ties with you because you're mentally fucked up and don't know it. You lucky E-Class only took your phone allegedly and not throw you down a motherfucking manhole with your crybaby ass. Nigga, you wrote a whole motherfucking cooking book with plagiarism in it with the Food Network recipes. Don't you take your goofy long titty ass down to nobody's city to talk about they shit unless you going to criticize somebody's salad bowl with your overweight ass. Keep it up now. Some street niggas in somebody's city gonna be waiting on you. They gonna take your car, your camera, your phone, and your clothes. You gonna be walking up and down somebody goddamn boulevard looking like a black Barney. Darius, you a sucker that do sucker shit. And those women that follow you and support you, they suckerettes. Who in their right mind follows a person like you with a reputation like yours? Boy, you went from an unknown Chicago food blogger to a social media influencer and to a disaster overnight. The list can go on. You had a failed grocery delivery that was called Fresh to Go that was a hell no. You made many connections and they all cut you off. Nobody wants their brand to be attached to you. That should tell your stupid ass something. Miami don't want your kind in our city, and I'm pretty sure other cities feel the same way too. Oh, no.
That's gonna be a classic. Just remember to hit that like and the like button if you haven't as of yet, and share this video as well, and subscribe if you've not subscribed as of yet. Then we're gonna move into her. Now remember, those of you who've been around, y'all already know this is. Oh, sorry. Oops. I was trying to make myself full screen. Those of you who've been around, y'all know that was part 1. Then we have her reaction video. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. We have our reaction video. Then we have part 3. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to play this. So next is her reaction to Darius Crooks finding out about her. I'm also at this moment putting in the chat, geez, my brain. Putting in the chat my playlist, my Darius Crooks playlist. I have the Surviving Darius Crooks series. I just put that in there, as well as the Exposing Darius Crooks series. I'm about to put that link in here now because I'm realizing many people don't know about those series. So for those of you who are newer and don't know and be like, oh, talk about Sonny and talk about this and what happened? How did you know him? All that stuff is in these other series. We'll talk about it in the future too, because my way of covering is different now. But just know you can go there. Also, I'm going to put a poll and ask Patreon because I'm ending so early. I feel like I could have stayed on a little later. My Patreon executive people, do y'all want to go live for a minute tonight? Let me know. I'm going to put it as a poll. Also, if you're not a part of the Patreon, I'll put a link in there and, you can join for free and, yeah, all that good stuff. So here we go. Let's continue with her reaction. Giesha 305. Okay, that's right.
What is this? Is it on Facebook? Is it on Instagram? What's her name? Oh, she from Miami. Oh, one of them. Oh, she one of them. who she is. Yeah, the bed table is in there. I don't feel like putting it. I'm gonna put it together in the morning. I don't even know who this person is. Giesha 304. Oh, is this hold on. If this gonna be some bullshit. Is she talking that I'm sure she's talking negatively, right? Right? What you said? Giesha 304, Geisha 305. Giesha 305. Oh, 304 was something else, ain't it? Oh, girl.
Oh, no. But this roast is about the Georgia-based chef that's originally from Chicago. Darius Williams that goes by the alias Darius Cooks. This fool...
Next caller.
Child, he better laugh that shit off because that fuck nigga don't want no smoke.
What's her name?
Bitch ass nigga, my name is the Manatee Slayer. I snatch big whale looking ass niggas like yourself out the sea. Boy, you look like you could be TD Jake's sperm. God forgive me, but don't forgive him. Because he steal Food Network recipes and put it in textbooks. Boy, why all your female followers don't have no neck? Oh. No. What the fuck in the booger snot swallow was that? Boy, you too goddamn gray in the beard to be eating mucus. Nigga, how old are you? 356? Ain't no way in the world I'll have you cooking for me swallowing nostril juice. Fool, you a nasty old shorty.
Oh, she from Miami.
That part, puss ass nigga.
Oh, one of them.
And your twinkle toe ass is one of those. Them, they, their, she, don't forget to tuck the wee-wee. Ass nigga. Fuck you thought. Nigga, go clean your nose.
Oh, she one of them.
And we damn sure know your reading rainbow ass ain't one of him.
I don't know who she is.
Yes, the fuck you do, bitch, because soon as you say it.
Next caller.
I knew your big back, penis-shaped, bald head ass be tuning in.
Y'all know Giesha 305 ain't funny.
You know who to play with.
Geisha 304. Oh, is this
Yeah, you tried it, but you know the 5 get live.
Hold on. If this gonna be some bullshit. Is she talking that I'm sure she's talking negatively, right?
I damn sure ain't talking sweet, you sugar diabetical. I'm lighting your ass up in my roast. Did you hear that, Mr. No Vagina?
Geisha 305. Oh, 304 was something else, ain't it?
Come on, go blow your nose. Nigga, I smell that BBL bag in your bypass.
Oh, girl.
Oh, no. But this roast is about the Georgia-based chef that's originally from Chicago. Darius Williams that goes by the alias Darius Cooks. This fool... Oh, no. You turned that video off so fast, you didn't want them viewers to hear me light you up. You scared of me and that invisible man that's pinching that fatty meat on the back of your neck. Boy, you can't tell me the inside of that white collar don't look like an oil spill. Nigga, the white stripes on that jacket even dingy. You just look like when you take a piss in the bathroom, you make ink. Like if I was to turn a Sharpie marker over, your name would be in the credits. And that fucked up wig wearing bitch in your comment section, I am Grayson's TT. Don't your 68-year-old ass have a plot consultation coming up at a burial site coming soon? You polygrip denture on the nightstand wearing ass bitch. And Nanatina, with your profile pic, you look like you had a back page. Old 3 hugs for $20 retired thought. Lady, don't miss your insulin shots worrying about Florida. Talking about we need prayer, your instigating ass needed too. And super crazy Bob, you too goddamn old for cartoon emoji profile pics. Grow the fuck up. It's always you funny looking no neck bitches scared to put up a real pic. Because y'all know damn well ain't a Barbie in the world look like y'all ass. Y'all be putting up the cutest pics but be looking like Shrek behind the scenes. Talking about drag me. Drag a real pic on your profile, bitch. Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Thank you once again, Geisha 305 for that epic roast, that classic that will now be infamous over here in the VRBO community. And every once in a while, we'll just play it just to tickle our fancies. Unless maybe one day she'll grace us and bless us with another one. But for now, we'll work with what we got. And we appreciate her for taking time out to put that together. So thank you to everyone who answered the that's not what I was trying to pull up. answered the poll. The executive VRBO, the majority of you have said it ain't too late, Vell, and we haven't talked in a couple days, but you know, via live. So let's go over there to Patreon. So I'm putting in the link, the Patreon link. The executive VRBO, y'all already know how we do the live streams. I'm going to put the link over there in a minute. I got to, you know, set it up, and you know, I'll see y'all in the. I'm literally going to just set it up and we're going to go live. So just pay attention over there on the live on Patreon. For the rest of you, I put the links to my playlist. So if you wanted some more, this ain't enough for you, and you're like, Vell, where you going? Oh, it's plenty more out there. Plenty more. So you can watch those surviving series. And then we will be back with much more in the coming days. And yeah, I'll be back soon. I ain't gonna tell y'all when I plan, because sometimes I say it and then it won't happen. But thank you all for watching. Please hit that like button if you haven't as of yet. And consider hitting that subscribe button if you are new to this channel. Great time as usual. Thank you to my moderators on the front end, the back end first, which is Marianne Coker. I really appreciate you, friend. And on the front end, we got Power Dynamics for Life. I saw Deshaun. I saw Trey Giesha. I saw Alice. I saw who else? Oh, I saw Jesus. My brain, y'all. And I don't see the name here. Go Gadget Bridget, and everyone else who my front end moderators who were participating tonight. I greatly appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for keeping the tone of our live streams over here the way that they need to be. I know y'all be handling them trolls so much that I don't see the comments, and I love y'all for it. Y'all, the hardest working mods in YouTube. I love it. Thank y'all so much. So with that, y'all have a great night. I appreciate y'all, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Take care and be blessed. Peace.